This video is going to show how to navigate the OrCAD X Presto interface to help you become familiar with the new design environment and streamline your design process. The OrCAD X Presto interface is simple and intuitive, yet powerful, with enhanced features including simplified toolbars, widgets, and a unified properties panel. Open the provided or desired design in OrCAD X Presto. Let's start by examining the visibility panel. The visibility panel is located on the left side of the canvas by default. Select the visibility button to open the panel. OrCAD X Presto uses an intuitive three-panel system for easy navigation of layer, net, and design visibility settings. The panel opens to the layer mode by default. Scroll through the panel to view the layer mode visibility settings. Lists of board layers and other objects are shown. To enable or disable a board layer, select the space under All to turn the layer on or off. To enable or disable another object, select the eye icon for that object. The layer visibility panel can be used to improve visibility when designing a crowded board with components on both sides. Select the Nets mode. All nets, X-nets, differential pairs, and net groups are listed. Net colors and visibility are defined in this mode. Colors can be assigned to specific nets to distinguish them for efficient identification. To assign a color to a net, right-click the color field for that net. Select the desired color to assign it to the net. Rat's nest visibility can be adjusted from this mode as well to make the nets in focus more visible on particularly crowded boards. In this example, SEL is the only unfinished net in the design and is the only one with a rat's nest line. Select the rat's nest icon for this net to turn it off, and select it again to turn the rat's nest back on. To adjust the board view and configure visibility for common elements, select the display mode. Available settings include buttons to view the board from the top or bottom, colors for common elements such as connections and backdrills, label visibility, shadow mode, and opacity settings. To view a 3D rendering of the board, select 3D from the panel. A 3D rendering of the board is shown, including all maps, step models, and rigid flex zones if there are any. To return to the 2D mode, right-click and select Toggle 2D 3D. By default, the visibility panel closes when an option is selected. To keep it on screen, select the Auto Hide button at the top of the panel. The panel can also be adjusted depending on your preferences. Click and drag the top of the panel to detach it from the sidebar. The panel can be moved anywhere on screen, which can give you more room on the design canvas if your system has multiple monitors. To reattach the panel, hover it over its original location. Release the mouse when you see the blue highlight. Now let's look at the Properties panel. By default, this panel is on the right side of the canvas. With nothing selected, the Properties panel shows global design parameters such as unplaced components, DRCs, and units. Select a component on the board. The Properties panel is now populated with component properties such as location, footprint, and layer. Select a trace segment. The Properties panel is populated with the segment length and width. If multiple elements overlap anywhere on the board, the Tab key can be used to cycle through what is selected. Hover your mouse over the segment and press Tab. The entire trace is highlighted rather than just the segment. Click to select the trace. The information shown in the Properties panel is similar to that of the trace segment, but now shows the segment count and a much longer trace length. Hover over the segment and press Tab again. The entire net is highlighted. Click to select the net. The Properties panel now shows information on the net, including whether it is part of a differential pair, whether it is signal or power, voltage if applicable, and total connection count. Click a blank area of the canvas to deselect the net. The Properties panel can be used to determine if any unrouted nets or connections remain in the design. To do this, select the hyperlink for unrouted nets in the Status subpanel of the Properties panel. The Search panel opens at the bottom of the window, showing the unrouted nets. Double-click a net to be brought to its location. Click a blank area of the canvas to deselect the net. To check for unrouted paths, select the hyperlink for unrouted connections in the Status subpanel. The Search panel now shows the unconnected paths. Double-click a pad to be brought to its location. Click a blank area of the canvas to deselect the pad. To zoom back out, press the minus button on the keyboard or scroll the mouse wheel down. To pan the view, hold the middle mouse button and drag or use the directional arrow keys on the keyboard. Let's take a look at the toolbar next. OrCAD X Presto includes the toolbar for quick and easy access to commonly used commands. Click and drag to adjust the position of the toolbar as desired. If you place the toolbar on a top or bottom edge, it is oriented horizontally. The toolbar lists several modes by default. Modes with white arrows in the corner of their symbol can be expanded for additional modes. Right-click any mode with a white arrow to view the additional modes. Let's test the Add Connect mode. Select the Add Connect mode from the toolbar. The Add Connect widget opens in the canvas, showing all relevant options and controls for the routing mode. Click an unconnected pin to begin routing. Click to route the trace to another unconnected pin using the rat's nest line as a guide. Click the pin when finished. To return to the default selection mode, choose the arrow icon from the toolbar or press Escape on the keyboard. Save time and make the design process more efficient with the easy-to-use OrCAD X Presto interface. For more tutorials, visit us at resources.ema-eva.com, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.